Hello everyone. I'm coming. Actually, the reason of understanding intelligence is very important because, see, I mean, when I say intelligence is understanding reasoning behind that, because without reasoning, how we can understand knowledge? Natural understanding is that when you try to understand knowledge, so you try to absolutely try to understand how it comes and how it can be happen, because creation is about understanding the way we interrupt with the knowledge, right? I think it may be understanding about the reflection of the being that is there, right? So fact of the matter is that uh, that because I experienced, because maybe I mean I have a lot of more experience in my in other places, or maybe I'm maybe a person of higher dimensional, or maybe thinking something which is I'm not saying again that I am with that okay, but I'm saying that according to my experience, it may be a different experience for different people, and I'm absolutely not saying to the fact that you know I'm maybe different, or maybe of something which is anybody not, or anybody should not, or anybody cannot, right? So I mean, what I think about experience is about understanding the way of modeling human thinking and human understanding, because what I perceive is the self reflection of how I think, how I interrupt, how I do the things. Okay, and it is real. The fact of the matter, it is real. It is happening. Okay, anybody can observe things around them, right? And reflect things around them. So it is happening, right? I think creative pursuit also is the part of the creation where we understand the creation to understand the creativity by itself. So so when I think about creativity, I understand universe. No, I mean, yeah, yes, maybe to an extent, because 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 universe has this integrancy. I mean, I'm not integrancy. I mean, if I pronounce well, that which define its minute forms in everything, right? Whatever we do, or whatever fine we do, or whatever we think about that. Okay, so reflection is predominantly helps in understanding that, right? I mean, human feelings are are help in understanding, interrupting, becoming lovable, and becoming something to which becoming something which helps in understanding the creativity and knowledge of that. To an extent, it is to understand that, because how you can do it otherwise, because uh, when I think about intelligence, so I think about uh, the way we we see the efforts when we put on things, right? It may be anything, right? In kind of reflections of human perceive in getting knowledge, in understand knowledge, and interpreting knowledge, right? So we see that in real life, that how human beings can act, can live with lovable nature, can reflect the values, okay, and it is happening. So I mean, in knowledge, where there is always a room for creativity, a room for happiness, a room for understanding the creative way how we can think. Okay, so I mean, when I think about problems, when I think about solutions, when I think about wholesome of problems and solutions, so I think about the human pattern of thinking. human way of thinking, human way of doing things, and it is again the the way we trying to solve the problems, the way we approach the intelligence, the way we not only approach the intelligence but also respect the intelligence, because it is very important to understand that we have to acknowledge the intelligence also, because the way universe can be designed in such a way that the knowledge dimensions and paradigms can reflect, okay, at every moment, and they're reflecting to see the dimensions of each other to an extent. So so when I see that from where the dimensions touches, from where the light is coming, from where the reflection is coming, is from everywhere. It's from everywhere, because in mathematics I see the patterns of understanding universe. I see that because when you use your mind, you you can have that the joy of using mind to an extent. We can find joy in everything to an extent, but I think in programming there may be another joy. I mean, for me, I mean, what I think, what I perceive is some kind of socio-economic way, art way, social creativity way. So in which in that way, I think my deep conscious is there, right? Because without my deep conscious, I'm not able to, you know, uh, to have that thing, right? In understanding of that, right? So that is again very important for me, okay, to reflect, to see, to experience, and and to see the dimensions, that how we can think, how we can operate, how we can perceive the information, right? So not only information, but maybe the creativity of information, because the way I see that how how it can be done, how it can be more creative, how it can be more positive, or how it can be more informative, or how it can be more easy, or how anybody can think about that, because how anybody can perceive about that, how anybody can imagine about that, how it can be more precise, how it can be more joy to do it, because there is absolutely a joy out of that involved in the things, in anything we do, right? It is a fact that this joy is coming. Okay, so I mean, naturally you need to find an interest, so and way of doing things, way of entertaining things, and way of you know, to have argument, to have understanding of the arguments, or to understand something, to perceive information, to reflect that information, and not only that, but to understand that how we can think about knowledge, and how we can think about intelligence as such, right? So it is important that we have those reflections coming. We have that spark is coming when we talk about knowledge, and we talk about the understanding of knowledge. Okay, so awareness is there, because the moment you understand something, you have awareness about that. Yes, now you can argue. Now you can have arguments. To an extent. So happy people have a lot of arguments. Happy people have a lot of discussions, disarguments, and they most of time disagree, agree. They most of time adjust. They most of time knows or unknown. Some things are unknown to them. Sometimes they ignore. Okay, so there are a lot of dimensions. There are a lot of understanding. There are a lot of abstraction also. because in mathematics also the fun part is that you need to have assumption, hypothesis, understanding that hypothesis, then derive a solution out of that. So it is a fun, overall it is fun, because see, I have not seen anything more entertaining and more goodness in mathematics. I mean, some year ago I see that one scientist can describe mathematics as a joy of guitar, song of guitar, like guitar, because you can sing it and you can find the patterns and understand the patterns. You can know the pattern. Everything is just I like. I mean, what I think about mathematics is thinking about chemistry and physics also. I love computers, but I'm saying this because the fact is that you can touch the information curve and knowledge curve in any way. You find the same meanings and same understanding because you have to uncover. I mean, I'm not saying that you need to understand the carbon, carbon making, then the element of carbon, then come to the atoms, right? Because naturally, what happens that you start with an assumption, you come up with an assumption, you understand the knowledge, you cover the knowledge, you perceive the knowledge, you find the meaning in knowledge, and then it can be then it can see that how it can be designed, how it can be understood, how it can be formed. Okay, so I mean, when forming, when thinking about the dimensions of the disciplines. Okay, so when you can think about that, when you think about dimensions or disciplines and the intelligence, right? That how we can think, how we can perceive thinking, how we can think about the things that we can imagine, we can think about that, because earlier it is not possible. I mean, I'm not saying earlier, or we think about time dimensions, or we think about any other, but again the fact is that it's a self-reflection, to see the things, to act on things, and to perceive things. Okay, so how we adjust, how we think, how we find meaning out of things, that itself is an art, right? Okay, so I mean, when I think about consciousness, in simple words, it's a quality of state of being aware, especially of something with oneself, right? So it is awareness of perception of inward psychological or special fact. Okay, so I mean, I have pointed out earlier also. It is like dimension understanding of knowledge disciplines. Dimension understanding of knowledge discipline. Okay, so I mean, when I see that uh, the disciplines occur, and when we discuss all kind of things, so we have the synergy, we have that synergy in actions, because it is very much funny to see the creativity in everything, in the writings of discipline, in the understanding of discipline, and in the way of how we live, right? There is synergy, there is understanding, there is a way of how we interpret the things, or how we think about the things, and how we find the meaning about the things, right? So intelligence comes into the place to find the sense out of everything or anything, or maybe the reflection out of something which we cannot perceive, or which we are going to think about, as we uncover the disciplines of dimensions. Okay, and it is happening. It is continuously happening that disciplines of dimensions have uncover, or we can understand those disciplines of dimensions. We can uncover those disciplines of dimensions. We can find the meaning of that. We can find the meaning of that discipline of dimensions. So naturally, it is happening, right? We have though a lot of information regarding consciousness, and today I'm next to discuss that. Okay, I'm discuss that. It is metacognition or self-awareness, cognition, experience, feeling, or perception. Okay, so it is like consciousness is concerned to patients, physicians, especially neurologists, anesthesiologists. Patients may have a disorder of consciousness, may to anesthesiologists. I mean, it is like medical aspects. Okay, uh, altered state, right? We have seen a lot of monks, altered state, sleeping and dreaming state. I mean, that's a different part of that. Again, the dimensions is I mean model of consciousness. So various persons give different dimensions of it. Is used to illustrate and aid in understanding, explaining distinctive aspect of consciousness. Sometimes the model or levered theory of consciousness. Brain phenomena such as fast, irregular activities, widespread brain activation to property of consciousness is qualia. Set allows for different types of different models, including mathematical, logical, verbal, and conceptual model. Anil Seth gives this definition. Is a British neuroscientist and professor of cognitive and computational neuroscience at University of Sussex. He's just a great fellow. Okay, so I mean he gives the information about neuropsychology and neuro understanding of the pattern of human brains, right? Okay, so there are a lot of people, and there are a lot of things. Okay, uh, so I'm not going to into the deep, but I mean it's like understanding cosmos to understanding yourself, right? So over the decade, a lot of people has uncovered a lot of potential in understanding, in perceive of that information, and perceive that understanding the intelligence. Uh, there is absolutely a lot of dimensions, a lot of discipline of dimensions. Uh, okay, uh, when you think about philosophy of mind, the nature of mind and its relation to the body and external world. So cognitive neurosciences, psychology, philosophy, cognition, and I think deep learning frameworks and deep learning understanding, reinforcement learning is a part of that. Because I see when I study deep learning or deep learning or AI in journal, AI research, I used to come out these all of these things, right? So, a philosophy of mind covers all philosophical topics pertaining to the mind and mental stages. Okay, I mean the pre-narrative in the introduction to philosophy. Philosophy of religion is there. Philosophy of language. Philosophy of science. Okay, when we understand the philosophy, then again we have that criteria in understanding empirical discipline. Philosophy of science is both a theoretical and empirical discipline, relying on philosophical theorizing as well as meta study of scientific practices. So what is, I mean I'm not talking about company, but meta is data about data. Meta is what do meta means? I mean data about data, because in my high school or before undergraduate I need to learn about some referring to itself or conventions of its general self-referential. Okay, so I mean so accepting evidence of itself, oneself as a member of its level is self-referential. Self-referential is a term which can describe the meta, right? Means in science it is in IUPAC. I mean it is in science the word meta is multiple meanings including chemistry, meta science. Okay, the word meta from Greek verb meta, among with after language scientific nomenclature responsible for use of prefix in the name of certain disciplines, right? I've already talked about discipline, dimensionality, and meta is just another word that come to me. Meta is a good company, Facebook, renamed as Meta, but Meta is a company, right? So this is how a common and word in English, Meta platform in American. Okay, I mean this is a platform, right? So who collected the data. Okay, I mean this is again the same part, right? So we talk about philosophy of language, religion, or anything. Okay, so when we talk about consciousness, so so what exactly is our consciousness? Awareness of perception. I mean, what psychology or special fact, right? So this uncover the fact. This uncover the things. This uncover the how we perceive world, how we think about world, how we have the way we understand the world. Okay, so it's a happy explanation of consciousness, right? It's your awareness of yourself and of the world around you. That is, you feel yourself when you walk. You feel yourself when you talk, and you feel yourself when you experience the things. You eat ice creams. You got to know that you eat ice cream, right? You hear the good music. You know that it is good music. You hear the classical music. You know the classical music. You hear the English music. You know the English music. Perception, understanding, the self-reflection is intelligence, knowledge, and self-reflection, self-awareness is consciousness by itself. Because what I experience, because what happens that if someone, I mean, in my family or in any of the family, if someone angry, right, you experience that. If you lost something, you feel that pain, anxiety, or anything. Its awareness is consciousness to an extent. You feel loved. I mean, sometimes it may be that you feel loved, attraction. Attraction